What's going on, guys? Before the video begins, I just want to give you a heads up and to bear with the quality because one, taking clips from other people's streams does not result in the best quality, and two, the stream itself does have some lag. But without any further ado, enjoy the video. To someone who can constantly outplay our favorite pro players.
Oh, of course it's 5 skill and jam side. Whoa, you monkey. Of course it's jam side, of course it is.
This is jump side, this is jump side. Yeah, this is jump side, bro. Behind you! Behind you!
I'm dead! I'm dead! He has edited on. What is going on? What is going on?
Despite making it to ESL and already qualifying for the World Cup, Jamside has been getting slept on recently. We hear about all these other pro players, but not much talk about Jamside, which is why I'm going to be shining some light for the people who don't really know who Jamside is and explaining to you why I think Jamside is the best Fortnite player. The truth is, Jamside has actually been around for a while, and a lot of pro players actually know who he is, a lot of pro players in the EU at least, but in terms of NA and fame and popularity, Jamside is barely mentioned. And there are a couple of reasons to this. One, due to the fact that he has no YouTube channel, but we do have to pay tribute to where it's due. We'll be taking a look at different clips from 3 of Jamside's games that really caught my attention, but before that, we're going to analyze some highlight reels.
Мне еще накидывается Джон Уика.
Снайпа одной, наверное. О! И там ласт чел. Где он?
What did you guys think of that? The guy can literally use flint knocks like it's a shotgun. Anyways, let's analyze this first game. The guy makes a major mistake and edits the wall in a dangerous position where Jamside knows that the guy cannot shoot him. Then he takes advantage and hits the guy for 172 with the flint knock. Jamside is then going to jump up and have a wall replacement battle with this guy until he tries the exploit and jumps in his box. Now notice what he does to avoid getting shot at. You'll see this consistently if you watch Jamside, but he crouches and paces back and forth when he misses a shot. So 1, the player can't shoot him, and 2, he can get a more clear and accurate shot. He does the exact same thing in this clip here. The next thing I want to show you guys is how Jamside controls every fight he chooses and how he maneuvers players to play either offensively or defensively based off of every movement him and the other player does and how he uses these tactics to his advantage. In this fight here, you see how he messed up his pyramid and now he's in a defensive zone, but now he is able to go into an offensive mode as the kid is trying to wall replace. Jamside drops down and sees that the kid edited a pyramid, so he edits the first right tile on his floor. Nice. Jamside begins to edit back up but misses the stair edit, so he begins to box himself back in. Before doing so, edits the top of the box so to see if he could get a clear shot. The players are obviously preoccupied with another fight, so he flint knocks his way up and waits for one of them to die, and then shoots the other one from the back. Now another example of this is when Jamside was in a compromising position in a turtle, and this kid kept replacing his walls and aggressing him. As you can see, they traded shots, but the kid got more damage in. Jamside reacts to this by quickly editing and putting himself into another turtle, which only restarts the process of wall replacing. Now Jamside threw a stinker and was able to hit the player with a shot, which caused the player to run into a predictable place to where Jamside threw another stink bomb. Demanding distance between the two of them, Jamside begins to build up and puts the other player into the defensive mode as he pops him as soon as he peeks. We see the movement again with Jamside when he misses his first shot. He builds all around him so he can loot safely. The last example I'm going to show of this is when Jamside gets a sniping at a player and follows up with some tactical AR shots. He then decides to push him and shoots the flintlock behind him to gain more distance. He throws a storm flip and forces the player out into a launch pad. He then lasers a kid as he launch pads away.
Снизу, походу.
Now, these sets of clips shows what Jamside does to pro players and how he forces them to rethink what they're doing. He gets 2 hits in on Mitro and forces him into half a 1x1. The wall replacing clearly isn't working, as Jamside does tend to have higher ping than other pro players. He's even running Mitro down into 2 different materials. Knowing that Mitro has a lot less health than him, he takes a risk and pickaxes the floor, which causes Mitro to edit, and it's a shot available. This next clip shows SK7 and Jamside going up against Gambit, Flexi, and Letwick during the Week 10 of the World Cup qualifiers. Those two actually won first place, if I'm not mistaken, for that week in Europe. But here's how Jamside finessed them during the 5th game. So we can see that Letwick is building up on SK7. And it's actually good to note that SK7 could have taken both of them out in this clip, but Fortnite happens, so Jamside had to step in. He goes and edits the top of the floor and proceeds his way downwards. He creeps up and positions himself to the left of the fight on a different angle before Flexi notices and shoots a rocket launcher at him. Now, Flexi and Letwick are great players themselves, so Jamside boxes up but notices that they're both on SK7 in a position that they can both easily double team and kill him. So he boxes up and makes space before SK7 for when he goes down. He's easily able to kill Letwick since he got tapped by the trap, and he tells SK7 to come down. Once he does so, he re-edits and hugs the corner and jumps up and kills Flexi. This next section shows how Jamside is able to deal with 2 players at once. He has a shotgun, but he chooses the flintlock not for recreation, but to push the kid back in his wall before he starts getting shot at by a third party.
Ты не понимаешь, с кем связался.
Хорошо, хорошо.
Once Jamside finishes healing up, he goes and edits on the other side and does an exploit and does get the kill on the kid. Doing this actually makes the other kid in a position to shoot Jamside, to where Jamside goes back into his original builds and out in the other direction. He throws a stink bomb, again forcing the kid to get out, and he pops him as soon as he does. In this clip, the kid does get in his box. It looks like he was aiming for the kid, but he was actually just trying to replace his wall so he can do that.
Там дали пароль?
This clip does not show Jamside killing anybody, rather showing his resourcefulness and referencing. Now, what I call referencing is replacing everything you have broken while you're in a building, like what he's doing right here. So, by the time you're done finding whoever you need to find, you can reference back and everything is yours, which is what you see Jamside do here perfectly. He thinks the kid is in here, but he replaces both sections with a stair and a wall. There's no kid to be found, so he goes back up, and if there were a kid in this section, he has all the walls and floors to edit and leverage that he wants. We can all learn from this clip right here. Now, the only thing I want to address before the end of this video is, for those of you who already know who Jamside is, you guys are confused to why I said Jamside was the best Fortnite player and not 5skill. There are actually several reasons to why I don't think 5skill is as good as Jamside. He was one of the best players of Season 4, definitely the best player of Season 6, and damn near one of the best players of Season 8. Let's roll the clips.
Смотрите, показываю. 3-2. Кому стрелять? Легко, дальше. Где он? Урод, крысю.
Just in case any of you guys are wondering, yes, 5skill has killed Jamside back in Season 6. I just really could not find the clip for the life of me. If you guys can, please link that in the description below. But yeah, I really think that Native got to 5skill and it really kind of messed him up. First off, he took a, I think when Native came out, he did take a 3-week break. That was back in Season 8. I think he was really upset with the game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's on a pause now, as he would say, a pause. And secondly, World Cup. I actually asked 5skill myself if he was going to qualify. This was during week 9 because he came close to qualifying for week 8 for duels with Herma. And I really, really wanted to see 5skill versus Jamside in the World Cup. So I asked him during week 9 if he was going to qualify for the World Cup. And he responded to me in Russian. I think what he said in Russian was, "I'm not trying," because the only week he did play for World Cup was week 8. And he got 55th place or something along those lines. But yeah, it's just his inactivity. And I think that really has gotten a delay. And you will see it in his gameplay. His edits aren't consistent. But here's one thing. If his edits are consistent, then I think if he does everything consistently, he's definitely the best in the world. Anyways, guys, that was my opinion on why Jamside is the best player in the world. Comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Один чел остался.
У него хп нет. Сосать!
Пятюнь.